All right. I believe I'm live. Hello, everyone. Thank you all so much for being here. Give me just 1 second to get all set up. How are we all doing today? Everybody hanging in there? All right. It's been a little while since my last solo show, I think about a week and a half. So good to be here with you all. All right. We got a good group joining us already. All right. Well, welcome. Please do me a favor before we even get started. If you could make sure that you hit that thumbs up, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. That would be great. Before I get into some announcements, if you did not see my show last week with Mel, we did the hair reveal. Just want to say thank you all for all the nice compliments. Couple not so nice, but um, you know, doing this for myself and not for anybody else. So, but I appreciate the overwhelming amount of love and kind words. All right. So I might look a little bit different today than I did in the past. If you didn't watch your show with Mel last week. All right. So go ahead and put in your political current event questions. I'll get to as many as possible. Oh, thank you all. All right. So just a couple of announcements before we get started. You can put your questions in the chat in the meantime. Let's see. I think I might have an opening or two left for October, but I'm almost full for readings and Reiki sessions, or I do a combination of both. If any of you are interested, you can go to the website kevinlovingvibrations.com, sign up. Like I said, I'm starting to book out into November, so if you'd like a reading or a Reiki session with me, go on and book. Also, I'll be teaching my Holy Fire Reiki classes. I do have a level 1 and 2 class in January. It's 2 dates on a Saturday. Let's see the date, the 10th and the 31st. I may open it up to do another class on those weekends on Sundays if there's interest there. Wonderful time to start the new year with some Reiki and healing transformative energy. Kind of go along with those New Year's resolutions. I'm teaching my first Holy Fire Master Level class. Right now, the date is November 28th, 29th, and 30th. So it is a 3-day back-to-back class. You do have to be a level 2 Reiki practitioner for at least 6 months. You can be from any lineage. So it doesn't have to be specifically Holy Fire. And have the level 2 symbols memorized. You'll want to make sure that you have a good amount of experience doing self-Reiki, treating others, doing distant Reiki. You want to be comfortable and feel prepared to take that class. If you have any questions with that, all the information for either of the classes is on the website. Now, I have one person signed up for the master level class. If I don't get another person or a couple more students in that class, I may actually move it to early 2025. So if that time doesn't work for you and you'd like to be notified if I shift the class, or if you're interested, send me an email at kevinlovingvibrations@gmail.com. It's in the description box. And I can update you if I end up changing the date for that. Also, I do monthly Reiki shares for my students or any level 2 or higher Reiki practitioner. I've been doing those monthly. So our next Reiki share will be November 1st from 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Wonderful group of Reiki practitioners. We go in and have healing experiences, get into wonderful discussions. We can work on some techniques and kind of development, and also get some practice sending each other Reiki. So been really enjoying those Reiki shares. And lastly, for show announcements, I believe I will be on Susan Lynn's channel tomorrow. So Wednesday, the 15th at 7 p.m. Eastern. We'll do politics like our usual setup. Mel is out of the country, so we'll either get back together on Thursdays in a week or two. And for my members, last night we did our Reiki and Prayer Circle live show, which is always great catching up with the members. We'll do our next members live on October 27th at 7 p.m. Eastern. So if anybody's interested in becoming a member, there's a join button, and I have the link in the description box. Rossi says, do we email you for the Reiki shares? No, you can sign up on my website. So if you go under class and events, I have my two Reiki classes there, and I do also have the group mentoring Reiki shares. Okay, I think that's it for announcements for right now. So a lot going on. All right. Ooh, I have almost 500 watching. Let me go through some of the questions just sent in. Thank you, Jeff Rowe. Says, looks great. You were so right about doing things for yourself. All of us need to make ourselves feel good. Absolutely. Especially during these times. No, thank you, Deborah. Yes, most of the comments on the look and the hair were very positive. A couple people wanted to call me vain, but like we just said, we have to do those things that make us happy. And also to kind of wanting to kind of be creative and, have different hairstyles and all of that. So do those things that bring you joy. All right. So we'll go ahead and get started here. Just getting caught up with these questions. All right, you guys, we'll go ahead and get started now. So I think, of course, we'll be taking a look at the big things going on. So let's take a look at the budget to start the government shutdown. Let's just do a quick recap on that. All right, so let's throw some cards. So Moods of Florence says, when will the government shutdown be over? Yes, practice the self-care, so important. All right, when will the shutdown be over? What do we need to know about the shutdown? You'll remember in the past when I read on it, I wasn't picking up, I'll be honest, a shutdown with the cards that I threw in September. I did get that there was going to be negotiations made. And he said if there was a shutdown, it didn't feel like it was going to be very, very long. But let's just see what the energy looks like now. Interesting. I do get that there'll be a deal made. I'm still not feeling a particularly long shutdown. I think it will be resolved sometime this month. Of course, though, I think the whole messaging of it is what's really hurting a lot of the Republicans right now. I mean, the first card out you have is the Hermit, and you can think of Mike Johnson sending the Congress home on vacation again, keeping them in hiding so that there's no discussion between the two sides, and people, really hurting. They're kind of being viewed as cowards and hiding right now. We're going to see a lot with this No Kings protest this weekend that I think is really going to shift things around, you guys. I'm almost feeling like it's going to be record breaking, like the people's voices will be heard. And I'm actually getting that here in the cards because people are pissed off and they're ready to fight back, working on communication, building momentum for this resistance. It brings in the new beginning with the Fool here and change because of the Judgment. All right. So it's a bit of a wake-up call for a lot of people right now. So it's needed. I do also, it's a lot of major arcana cards throughout here. We have the Magician, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Lovers. So there's some magic here. This is a turning point, and there's a deal that's going to be done here. So we're kind of going through, and I've been saying this for a while. I even was saying this with Mel last week. A turning point with this current administration. And it's waking a lot of people up. All right. So I think it's really important that we all figure out how we want to be part of this resistance movement. If you're able to protest, please do so on the weekend. I am saying, though, and we'll take a look today, if you do protest, just make sure that you're very aware of your surroundings, use your intuition. As we know, they're sending ICE, talking about sending the military to a lot of cities. And so I do feel like there is going to be some backlash and back and forth with Trump trying to suppress the will of the people standing up. So just make sure that you're very aware of your situations, surroundings. Your safety is the most important thing. Or maybe it's even, donating your time, your energy with the messaging or campaigning, But this is waking a lot of people up. I'm not feeling like it's going to be a super long shutdown. I do feel like it's going to be resolved. I'm feeling this month as of right now because of the pressure and the backlash that the Republicans are receiving. Right? I'm not reading on this, but Trini says that Edgar Casey had a prediction. I saw that on YouTube and it felt like it was all AI. So I would be cautious on how much, hope you're putting on that. All right. But I agree in the sense too, I didn't watch the video more than just a couple of seconds of it. It felt like it was AI and not really legit, but I agree in the sense that there's going to be a lot of changes here happening soon. Doesn't mean that it happens overnight. It can be a bit of a period, but I agree that there's a new beginning there too. All right. And I've said too, I do feel with this current administration, I've said from the beginning, I feel like there may be, I feel right now that there's talks about Trump's wellness and using the 25th Amendment to get him out. Okay. And take a look at the Epstein files too. All right, let's take a look at the protests. Do a quick check-in. I'm feeling like they're going to be record-breaking. That's what I'm saying. Like, people have had enough. People will be out in the streets protesting. And I do feel like the news actually covering it this time. Let's just do a check-in. The No Kings protests. Is it the 18th? October 18th? The Saturday? I've always said, too, I feel like Donald Trump is going to do something that is too far that even the Republicans can't condone. And I've also felt like it may be like declaring martial law or sending, invoking the Insurrection Act, sending military against, peaceful protesters and having agitators there. And it would be his downfall, too. And I'm not sure if that's a response to these protests or after the protests. But I think it's so important that we don't give in to the fear. Of course, our safety is the most important thing. But that's what he wants us to do. He wants us to be fearful. He wants to suppress our truth and us standing up for our country and our Constitution. So don't give that to him. Figure out ways that you can be part of the resistance movement. Thank you all. All right. It's energy around these No Kings protests, October 18th. You have the 10 of Cups. Feels like there's big support, families coming together, people coming together. And actually, it feels very inspiring, like it bringing hope. Yeah, and the 10 of Pentacles here too. So there's group work and collaboration. People wanting to move into calmer waters, a bit of a transition. All right, let's see. Group work, 3 of Pentacles, people coming together. Crossed by 8 of Swords. 8 of Swords is a kind of mental restriction that we sometimes have because of being in a place of fear. That's where I was saying before, try your best, to keep your vibrations up. Don't give up hope. And I think that that's the most important thing. Envision the future that you want to create rather than, our democracy is done and over with. Our thoughts, our beliefs are very powerful and they create our reality. So be very mindful where you place your attention. A lot of us feeling like we're at a crossroads here, this war between good and evil. Which side's going to win? Yeah, people are pissed off. People are taking action here. Ace of Wands. They're going to be very successful. Final outcome is the Sun, most positive card in the deck. It's going to be very telling. There's going to be a lot of attention here. All right. I'm not getting like the Tower or 10 of Swords or anything that would be, like be overly cautious. But I've got that hit, of this regime sending the military against protesters. So just be very cautious. All right. I'm not seeing that in the cards. I'm feeling a lot of success, people coming together, people networking. Feels very hopeful. All right. Yes. Praying and manifesting. Manifesting the world that we want to create. Unfortunately, I think a lot of us have taken our democracy and our freedoms for granted, and you almost need somebody to kind of shake up the system to make us really appreciate it, to bring that awareness. And oftentimes, when we're suffering or we're in a low place, that's where that awakening happens. So this kind of needs to happen to wake up the masses. And look, even people on his side are starting to wake up. I think that there'll be a cult group there that follows him no matter what. But I think a good amount of Republicans aren't happy. They're not getting what they were promised, you know? All right, so what else do we want to look at? Sweetie darling Lulu says, any hope of Kamala coming back? Still prefer a woman to take over. I hear you. I think that I do think she's going to run in 2028. I'm not saying she's going to get the nomination, and well, maybe between her and Newsom. But I love that she's been back the last week or two with her book tour and really standing up to Trump. We need more Democrats to be doing that. Let's take a look at Kamala. How is she doing right now? She's on a new beginning here. The Fool. New adventure. Working on the messaging here against Trump. The action to be taken against Trump. And she's working very hard. She's got the Knight of Pentacles here. So I think she's really reflecting what direction she wants to go into. She's got time to decide whether she's going to run again. But this is like building opportunities here for her future. You don't feel her career being over. There's some hardships here that she's going through. I think we're all collectively going through, but right now the focus is on fighting back, standing up for our country, for our Constitution against the dictator in chief. She's got some celebrations, accomplishments above her, recognition, Hierophant in the near-term future. So being that spiritual mentor, it's also, you know, a leader, you know, a spiritual leader. I do get that, you know, she's very fearful of where we're going as a country, but she's not allowing that fear to consume her. The energy around these cards is, again, Ace of Wands, which keeps coming up. It's action being taken, you know, her fulfilling her destiny, karma, and new beginnings, emotional healing here. Kamala feels great. These are actually really good cards for her. Like I said, I think she's still deciding where she wants to go. If there's a place for her in the party, and she's wants to fight back against things that she disagrees with the Democratic Party establishment, and kind of finding that lane. But I feel like she'll run in the primary in 2028. I don't know. We'll see how it all plays out. I'm not saying that Newsom can't be the nominee or the next president. I did read on him in the past, and he actually had horrible cards. He's going to have a really tough journey getting there. Doesn't say that he can't get there, but we got a while still. What, 3 years? A lot can change between now and then. All right. Barbara says, is 45 getting much more credit than he deserves in the peace deal? I wouldn't really call it a peace deal. I don't see the ceasefire lasting for very long, unfortunately. People keep asking me what other psychics predict. I don't read on other psychics' predictions, okay? If I see something that I agree with, I may, call out another psychic and say I agree with them. I'm feeling the same way. But another psychic said something about a specific date. That's their prediction to give, not mine. Let's take a look at the ceasefire. Hey, Linda. Thanks for becoming a member. Love to have you join us. All right. Is this ceasefire going to last? I'm glad that the remaining hostages were released. As I'd said from the beginning, since this all happened, I did feel like, unfortunately, there were going to be quite a few that did not make it. I think that they're still making arrangements on, bringing their bodies to the families, the ones that they know where they're at. Is this ceasefire going to last? I am glad too. I believe that they're getting aid and resources into Gaza that's been needed for so long. Yeah, the bully hasn't decided yet is what I'm getting. It's still going to take a bit of time for that situation to be balanced, tempered. There's a lot of loss and grief here. Unfortunately, I don't think that this whole situation between Gaza and Israel is going to be resolved until Netanyahu's out. I believe that they're supposed to have elections early 2026. And I see him leaving. But until we can get to a two-state solution, and I'm getting a female coming in the mix here. This Queen of Swords, who stands up for fairness, equality. I see a female being crucial with this two-state solution here. I do feel like there's a little bit of time, though, for the situation to be resolved. Well, obviously. But I'm still feeling like there's a lot of grief and loss here. And you have the bully here with the Five of Swords. So, yeah, Ten of Swords too. Endings here. Feels like it's somewhat better for now. Let's, take the win, but of course, 45 is all about himself. So he did this. Okay. Yes, he's giving himself way more credit than he deserves. Excuse me. People are reporting that the ceasefire is already in trouble. See? Yeah. I think we still have a little while. I'm almost feeling like it's starting to really kind of calm down between all of the destruction and really being a serious, peace talks, negotiation. Feels more like spring of next year, spring, summer. Yeah, it's already falling apart. It's like this whole thing is just for the optics. There's no plan. No plan to stop all the devastation. I do want to take a look at, I believe the Supreme Court is taking a look at the Voters' Rights Act. So let's just see how that's going to go. Marcella says, SCOTUS is said to hear a case that could rig elections forever. Will this come to pass? If so, for how long? Is our democracy doomed? Please try our best not to go there, all right? Like I said earlier, I know it's hard. All we hear and see is doom and gloom, but it's so important not to allow that to become part of your vibration. Like I said, we believe our democracy is doomed. We're putting energy in manifesting that reality. It's not easy, but just doing those things to raise you up, to keep that hope and faith. It's so important right now. I don't feel our democracy is doomed. I think a lot of things have to unravel so that we can build it stronger. All right. I don't think that I don't see them overturning the whole Voters' Right Act. I think they're looking at a part of it where they can gerrymander, you know, which a lot of these states don't have equal representation for minority parties as it is. But it's kind of that one safeguard, especially in the South. Are they going to overturn parts of the Voters' Right Act? I swear, and there's been a shift with the Supreme Court too. I mean, they've been pretty terrible, obviously, the majority there. But ever since Trump's got in, it's like he's got blackmail and is threatening them or bribing them to give him all the power to not be a check against him. I do feel like there's going to be a short-term loss here. I'm sorry to see you guys, because I have the Five of Pentacles as the short-term outcome here. I see quite a few of them. I see a female being significant. I'm not sure if this is Amy Coney Barrett, may vote with the Liberal side. It's going to be kind of close either way. It's going to be like a 4-5 decision. But you know what? I do get that ultimately everything's going to be okay. It may take us a little time to rebuild. I'm thinking too, a lot of these justices, as soon as Trump's out of there, there's going to be massive investigations. I see quite a few of them leaving. And if, they're all bought and paid for. That's the thing. And I see at some point too, not too far off in the future, them adding justices as well. I feel like there's a short-term loss here, unfortunately, Marcella. But you know what? Like I said, more and more people are waking up. Our voices will be heard when we go to vote for the midterms. And they're already, gerrymandering as it is, trying to cheat. Like I said, I see that backfiring on them because the turnout is going to be very hard against them. Yogi says, is Trump deploying the military to test for the 2026 elections? Do you see the same? That's the plan there. You know, I'm not feeling Trump will be even around come midterms. But yes, he's trying to test the waters to see what he can get away with. I don't see him being successful with that. Like I said, I even feel those around him right now are kind of freaking out about his mental capacity, his health. And I do feel a big financial scandal coming out. And I'm almost wondering, I mean, obviously, you know, he's getting paid and him and his family is really benefiting from his time being into office. But I'm almost feeling like it's the financial channels with the Epstein stuff coming to the surface that really incriminates him and a lot of other powerful people. But I've been saying that for like the last month. I feel like a major financial scandal coming out. All right. I do see student loans being forgiven, but unfortunately not until Trump is out and, you know, we have some sense of normalcy. It'll be a little while still. All right, Georgia. Oh, this is a good question. Take a look at this. I did hear about this. There's a conservative billionaire buying Dominion voting systems. What is he trying to do? Will the 2026 elections be fair? Well, they're going to continue to gerrymander and, you know, they have their ways to cheat. So I'm not going to say that there's not going to be cheating. The thing is, though, is states get to decide what voting systems they use. Because I kind of feel like Dominion going down, or not a lot of people will be using their voting systems. But let's take a look. I don't see a stock market crash, although it's going to be, you know, we're kind of in a light recession right now. More so with the inflation and tariffs and people losing their jobs. I do feel that the market dipping, and I was feeling around at middle of the month going down a little bit, and it has, but I'm not seeing a crash. Thank you. Yes, these videos, of course, are for entertainment purposes only. Thank you, Lisa. All right, what can you tell us about this conservative buying Dominion voting systems? I do see them losing a lot of money. Of course, we know why they're buying it. They're trying to hold on to power, you know, continue, you know, doing what they're doing allegedly. I also get that there's like deceit, illusions, delusions here too. Trying to look into the systems to kind of cause confusion there. I see them being disappointed though. Like they're not going to be successful with this. This King of Wands is upside down here, and I don't typically do reversals. I'm assuming it's a man that's buying it. And I think that they're fearful of the secrets coming out from the last election. So that's where maybe they're trying to divert our attention, or maybe try to mess with like the algorithms to kind of save their own behind. Yeah, there's a lot of roadblocks and challenges here for Dominion. Oh, injustice too, lawsuits. I do still see the manipulation from the 2024 election coming out. You know, the timing's always hard. I don't see them being successful with this. All right. But I think clearly it's to continue to kind of manipulate, to hold on to power is the intention for buying it. But like I said, there's more legal challenges. There's disappointment here. It's like this guy's upside down. So I don't see him being successful with it, okay? Yeah, it's a conflict of interest. Yeah, you have a Republican buying election machines. Yeah, I would say a bit of a conflict of interest. Maybe there's a lawsuit because of that. And like I said, too, states get to decide what voting systems they use. So with that conflict of interest, they could decide not to use them. Liberty Vote was founded by former Republican election director from Missouri. Okay. Hey, A-Cat Mom. Thanks for becoming a member. Appreciate the support. Yes, MAGA is starting to wake up. Absolutely. You have a lot of the farmers that are hurting because China's not buying any soybean. Not all farmers, but a vast majority of them voted for Trump. And so, of course, they're going to need their socialist handout to bail them out like they always do. They'll gladly take that, though. You have a lot of Republicans upset with him hiding the Epstein list. A lot of the podcasters that supported Trump in 2024 are starting to come around with their base. People are hurting, costs of goods aren't going down. Yeah, a lot of people are waking up, trying to suppress our freedoms, our right to protest, our right of free speech. All right, what else do we want to look at? Let's take a see. Are we going to have an October surprise? That's a good question. You will see I did do a show with NASA a couple weeks ago. We did our October forecast. If you did not watch that, check it out. Lisa says, check out the Edgar Cayce prediction. I saw that, but like I said, I think it's AI generated. I don't know if he actually really said that, although I agree with the message of it being kind of like a new beginning. But, AI is putting a lot of untrue content out there. Okay. Yes, I agree. AI generated videos, people taking teachings and creating nonsense with them. Even like a lot of those anonymous videos, a lot of those are all just AI generated. Oh, no worries, Lisa. I'm just saying we have to use our discernment a little bit too. But I say if it brings you joy, it brings you hope, just, take it with a grain of salt. All right, October surprise. I do see the Arizona Congresswoman being sworn in. Unfortunately, until the Republicans come back, she won't be sworn in. But I see her being sworn in this month. Right. Like I said, I'm feeling very hopeful of things coming to an end. And I've been feeling this strong feeling the last couple weeks, like that we're getting pretty close. We're all just kind of hanging in there. I'm feeling like it may even be before the end of this year. All right. Any October surprises? Ooh, the Tower. I would say that is a big breakthrough. Big change coming in, shocking. When I pull this card, I do feel like, and I said this in that show with Ness, I do feel like there is going to be some devastation that may cause like I was saying like the death card, so it may be like mass casualties. Could be in regards to like the Ukraine-Russia war, because it does feel like there's a warfare element to it, but also natural disaster too. All right. And I was picking up when I've seen that death card that I was feeling like a leader. It felt like it was from Europe passing too, a significant passing of a world leader. Now I wasn't picking up Trump, not yet anyway. Although we can all see the health is not good for him. But there's shock and awe here too. I think that Tower's on multiple fronts. Yeah, coming from across the world, across the globe. It feels like it's fighting like it's military action. I was also feeling with the Epstein stuff that more the major stuff would be released from another country. I was feeling like maybe Russia. And I'm wondering if Iran's going to be up to something too. That was kind of coming up on my radar too. Because I'm getting another action being taken overseas. To me, it feels like it's in regards to like a boat too, which I was picking up. I saw a boat exploding a few months ago. I was sharing. I mean, it could be the targeting of the Venezuelan ships too. This feels like it's more Middle East though. Oh, and I get a powerful woman standing up, making an announcement that brings hope for us too. Strong, fiery woman with this Queen of Wands. Judgment card, so there's a big announcement. It's waking people up. And then the Star card here too. It brings hope and faith. It's a turning point. All right. I do feel like there's a lot of significant things happening this month. For the rest of this year too. I was picking up that something, no, it feels more Middle East than Venezuela. Not to say that he's not going to continue targeting, but I'm not feeling all out war with Venezuela. I was picking up for October too, and Putin's been coming on my radar a lot, but it felt like it was starting to shift, the fronts of the war. Ukraine, I've heard, is targeting a lot of their oil sites in Russia. But I kind of feel like Ukraine kind of pushing through. Yeah, I agree. Something significant with Putin, but I do feel something with Iran too. Now somebody says a Venezuelan boat was bombed today, 6 dead. It's crazy. Crazy the power Trump has, and of course nobody's standing up against him. Let's take a look at the Epstein files stuff. See if we're going to get any hits with Epstein files. I feel it. Let's see what the cards say. And then we'll end, since we've been on for almost an hour, with any collective messages from Spirit, any guidance to manage in these troubling times. Let me see. Did anybody send a question about Epstein? Yeah, I was feeling Iran, possibly Israel. Isn't one of the victims, isn't a book coming out in a week or two as well? From one of the victims? I think she passed away. I feel like there's people kind of blackmailing here too. This is the quid pro quo. I'm going to release information unless you give me what I want. Oh, it's going to be really shocking. Excuse me. Sorry, you guys. Ooh, illumination here. Those in charge cannot stop the sun, which is all about illumination. They're trying desperately. When you're crossed by the sun, things are coming out. They're trying to make deals, though, trying to bribe people and give them money. This is going to bring endings to a lot of these emperors. I still feel like it's coming from overseas. Two of Pentacles here, it's ships. They're worried right now. I see us being successful here. All of those entangled in this group are very anxious because there's going to be awareness. Acknowledgement is what I'm feeling. And at the root of the reading too, the Chariot, which is a big yes. It's things kind of building up, quick momentum. Yeah, I still see them coming at you guys. They're not going to be able to stop it. And I feel like it's sooner rather than later. You know, timing's always the hard part. But I was feeling some more stuff coming out this month too. I don't know if we'll ever get a full list of everybody involved with it. But I do feel Trump and a lot of Republicans and some Democrats being caught up in this too. And like I said earlier too, I do feel the financial channels being released too, and I see that being really devastating for Trump. I'm almost feeling like that's going to be what really hits them, his financial involvement with that organization. All right, you guys. So let's throw a couple cards here. Any messages from Spirit? Oh, thank you, Jennifer. I've been really enjoying teaching and kind of stepping in this direction of teaching and sharing this life-changing gift with others, especially right now when we're feeling really hopeless, you know. Wonderful time for healing and focusing in on loving, uplifting energy with Reiki. I saw Trump, now he's saying he's not going to have it. I did see that. We read on his health every time we do a solo show. He's not doing well, you guys. Any messages for us this week, Spirit? What do we need to know? What words of wisdom do you have to share with us? Alignment. I'll read the message out of the deck. I love this deck. People always ask me what oracle deck this is. It's the Secret Language of Light by Denise Jarvie. I believe I got it on Amazon. Alignment. Message is the covenant of mind, body, and spirit. Your soul is your biggest fan. It knows the truth of you and loves you unconditionally. It is continuously streaming this information to you. To tune in, your mind, body, and spirit must all agree in the now. Do this by meditating, focusing on your soul name, enjoying something you love, or having a nap. It's not up to your soul to zap you into alignment. Its job is to maintain your soul station so that you have a frequency to tune into. The nature of physical life is to create and expand. Sometimes life experiences will pull you out of alignment so you can understand these experiences from a different angle. When you're out of alignment, you will automatically ask questions and want to create something different. Through this process, you gain clarity about your passions. Being out of alignment can feel awful. It's easy to blame a person or a situation when we feel bad, but instead of asking why something is happening, take a breath, return to neutral, and ask what you can create from the situation. And remember, your soul is a consistent, loving home you can return to always. Oh, beautiful message. I think one that we can all relate to right now. Like I said earlier, too, not being hopeless, but how can we take this situation that we're all going through and be proactive and, kind of be part of that resistance movement, rather than asking why this situation's happening or kind of getting into that fear, that doom. Take a moment, take a quick breath and ground and center yourself, find that alignment. Like I said, you can do that by focusing on things that bring you joy. I think laughter can be a instantly way to raise your vibration. Do those things that are supportive for you and take it easy. The self-care being really important right now. But keep that alignment, keep that strong vibration. All right, let's get a crystal card here. Thank you all. Love all the compliments. Makes me feel uncomfortable a little bit. But I appreciate it. You're all so sweet. Oh, we have a third eye chakra, blue sapphire, bringing that mental focus, stimulates that third eye. I think a lot of us are waking up right now too, so helping to support with that. And our throat chakra, so speaking our truth, helps to eliminate negative energies from one aura, supports good health and well-being, eases insomnia and nightmares, sleep apnea. Yeah, I think a lot of us are having a hard time sleeping right now, myself included. And it provides protection. Another one, I think sapphire is kind of hard, but I would even say maybe some fluorite, like some purple fluorite would be kind of good to kind of help with bringing in that peace, that balance of the mind, that awareness, helping with the sleep. But if you have blue sapphire, it's kind of a pricey stone, obviously. That works too. But I think fluorite is what's coming to me. Oh, interesting. Raymond says, according to inside sources, there's over 4,700 financial transactions between 45 and Epstein, totaling more than $1 billion. This is what's going to sink him. I agree. Like I said earlier, I'm getting goosebumps with that too, Raymond. So that's validation there. Oh, that's a good message. As much as we may detest a certain somebody. I'm glad he's brought us all together. My life is richer from getting to know people in this community. Absolutely, Antoinette. Nancy says, will they enact the Insurrection Act? They're going to try. He's going to try. You know, being in this constitutional crisis that we're in, and him just continuing to, you know, run over the checks and balances is, like I said earlier, almost what's needed so that we can rebuild and make sure that this can never happen again in the future. We can make those safeguards even stronger. But like I said too, that may be his downfall, you know, sending the military after people. Yeah, rising above. I love dove energy too, which represents spirit to me. Brings in freedom, solutions, figuring out how we can rise above this turbulent time. Call upon dove energy to bring clarity, spirit. I think now's a wonderful time to work on our personal empowerment, spiritual development. Like that's what a lot of us are being tested right now, not to give into the fear, as hard as it may be, but do those things that you're in control of. You know, Nine of Hearts, saying in the love, fulfillment. It's all going to be okay. I know it's very trying, but at the end of the day, once we get through this, it will all be okay. Yeah, let go of this attachment that's holding you back, that's restricting you with the fear. Call upon dove energy to help surrender that. Okay, you guys? Well, thank you all so much for being here. Enjoy all of our time together. Again, I should be on with Susan Lynn tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern. I believe that's still the plan. I have a couple, I think I have 1 or 2 openings for October for readings and Reiki. I have a full open schedule in November. If you're interested in getting healing or, you know, getting some clarity, I do have a combination of both. You can go to my website, kevinlovingvibrations.com, sign up under the services. I have classes, Holy Fire Level 1 and 2, teaching my master level class in November. That date doesn't work for you, send me an email. If I end up shifting, moving that master level class to the new year, I'll email you and let you know. Talked about the Reiki share. I think that's about it for today. All right. All right, everyone. Sending you a lot of love and blessings. You all take good care. Try to keep that faith, you guys. We'll get through this. All right. Bye, everyone.